We live.
Now experience the promise.
Something's wrong with it. I don't want
Yeah,
that
I'm a
one.
black woman. I love it. I love it.
3344.
Over
Stacy
here.
Chauncey 866
There.
447
No, yeah, that's good.
44.
Hey, believers, it's your main man, Action Jackson. Are you searching for a life-changing word? Look no further than
Speaking of
Corey
girlfriends,
Bush
how's
Ministries.
yours? I ain't heard nothing about
You
it.
got me
My
going
dog broke her foot.
so far.
Broke your girlfriend?
Wait a minute.
foot?
Wait a minute.
My
Wait
dog-
1 second. You asked him about the third girlfriend.
He went to
He
the
said
dog.
about my dog's foot.
My dog was under her watch. She was watching
So that ain't his girlfriend no more.
Right.
Because when I tell you he loved
He
them
dumped
dogs.
over the dog.
And don't forget to follow Bishop on Facebook at Corey Bush Ministries for daily inspiration and updates.
Okay, guys, I got an exclusive topic for
I
you.
got an exclusive topic. When you ask somebody about their mate and bring up the dog, what does that mean?
That means she good.
I'm hearing you real? So you talking slow? You went around the
I
block?
tell him that. I tell him in the morning he sound like that.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, she got government contract dog, broke her leg.
I'm just a chill person.
It don't matter.
Oh, I know something was wrong.
Why are you buttoning it up?
Putting in
I was buttoning it. I was about to say
my jacket, my choice. My jacket, my choice.
But that's
Okay.
a really nice shirt you have on.
It is. I'm gonna let this part go.
We got 1 minute in a row.
Thank you.
But
Thank you. But I like the way the black show. Thank you, baby.
With life insurance and investments,
Okay,
you can
exclusive
secure
topic today,
your
guys.
tomorrow.
Wait 1 second.
If you or anyone you know is uninsured,
Today.
free assessment of your life insurance and
All right, here we go back.
so you can be prepared for retirement.
All right. I'm talking to the fellas today, guys. Ladies, you might want to chime in on this, but seriously, this topic is strictly for fellas. So you've been paying child support for 18 years. Come on. And then on the 18th year, you find out the baby is not yours. Should you be reimbursed
Give
for
me all that
all?
money back.
Should you be reimbursed for all that money?
No.
Give me all that back.
No?
You know what? Legally,
Give me all that.
You got 10 seconds.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
you know what? Yeah. That ain't my baby and I spent all that money.
10
Give
seconds.
me all that. Run.
But
Run.
did she know it wasn't my baby?
All right, we going in. We going in.
Yeah,
I don't. That,
that's a different situation.
That's a different situation. If we both.
you know what? Sometimes when you ask people where they're going, they'll tell you.
been?
I just experienced that right here in the studio. But you know what?
Where you going does dictate where you. I mean, where you've
where
been does dictate where you're going sometimes. Well, we're talking about going home and remembering the life and legacy of Sissy Houston. Yes, the mother of famed Whitney Houston, and of course, she has passed away on Monday. We lost one of the greatest singers of our time, Sissy Houston. The gospel legend was a Grammy winner who inspired generations of artists, most notably her daughter, Whitney Houston. Well, Sissy, given the name Emily Drinkard, passed away at 90 years young following a long battle with Alzheimer's disease. She leaves behind a loving family and legions of fans who will never forget how she was one of the artists that made gospel accessible and mainstreamed it. Maybe not for her, we wouldn't be here today. As we celebrate her legacy, we're taking a look back on the beautiful life of Sissy Houston. Sissy Houston died Monday morning in her Jersey home while under hospice for Alzheimer's disease. Her daughter-in-law, Pat Houston, told the Associated Press, well, the acclaimed gospel singer was surrounded by her loving family. Our hearts are filled with pain and sadness. We lost the matriarch of our family, Pat Houston said in the statement. And she said that her mother-in-law's contribution to popular music and culture is unparalleled and will never be forgotten. Mother Sissy has been a strong and towering figure in our lives, a woman of deep faith and conviction who cared greatly about family, ministry, and community. Well, her more than 7-decade career in music and entertainment will remain at the forefront of our hearts and in the annals of our history books. Houston broke through in popular music in the 1960s as a member of the prominent backup group, The Sweet Inspiration, with Doris Troy and her niece, Dee Dee Warwick.
And that is Dionne Warwick, if you didn't know.
The group sang backup for a variety of soul singers, including Otis Redding, Lou Rawls, the Drifters, and they sang backup for Dionne Warwick. So all that insert that you just put in, Dee Dee and Dionne, are two different people.
I
Mr.
knew that. I just
Almanac.
wanted to see if you knew that.
Yeah,
It was a test, see?
yeah. Sometimes the test can be wrong. So Houston's many credits included Aretha Franklin's Think and You Make Me Feel Good, A Natural Woman, Van Morrison's Brown Eyed Girl, and Dusty Springfield's A Son of a Preacher Man, the Sweet Inspirations, who also sang on stage with Presley, whom Houston would remember fondly for singing gospel during rehearsal breaks and telling her that she was squirrely. Well, Sissy Houston would say that she was that she had discouraged her daughter from going into show business. I think a lot of people who go in show business don't want their kids in show business because they know the ins and outs, the ups and downs. But they were joined in music for much of Whitney's life, from church to stage performances, television to film, recording studio. And Whitney's rise seemed inevitable, not only because of her obvious talents, but because of her background. Dionne and Dee Dee Warwick. I'm going to say it again for the people in the bleachers who can't hear me. Dionne and Dee Dee Warwick were two separate people. Well, they're cousins, actually. Leontine Price, a cousin once removed, Franklin told a close family. Now, Leontine Price was an opera singer. So singing just ran in their family. And of course, our hearts go out to the family. But you know what? When you've lived 90 years and you've made such an impact, and your footprint will forever be in the lives of everyone who's even thinking about gospel music or music, period. You've well done.
Well done.
Well done.
She was an amazing woman with an amazing voice.
Yes, and she birthed an amazing daughter who also changed the game.
The Voice. Whitney Houston was The Voice.
Yes, she was.
And she dealt with a lot of heartache losing her daughter and then her granddaughter. Yes. So Miss Sissy,
have you ever heard Sissy sing?
Of course, I've heard her sing, and I got to watch an old video of her singing When I Make It to Heaven, and I almost ran around my house. It was so good. Yes, it is. She's amazing.
Yes.
And I saw an old video of her doing background for Aretha Franklin.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know what's on a few of Aretha's hit songs. She is the background singer. And in this video, the song, I'm like, wait, she on this song? Because you would have never knew. I can't even think of it right now.
Well, right, because Aretha sang at Whitney's funeral, right?
It was like her godmama auntie.
Yeah, so Think was one of Aretha's big hits, and obviously that's credited to Sissy Houston.
Yeah.
So the credits keep rolling in, and I'm sure God is actually telling her how well done she is. Now, I personally believe that when we pass away, because God says that, the Bible says that in my Father's house there are many mansions. I'm going to prepare a room for you. If it were not so, I would not say it. I believe that those rooms are planets, because it also says that I will see you again. And so I think that our families have our own planets, because it says in Revelations that the planets will fall from the sky, and in Armageddon. So I think that our families will fall from the sky, and we will be raised back up to our dedicated planets. That's just my thought.
Yep, the views and opinions of Tamir Fair, those are not the King James version. No, I'm joking. Well, but that's a different. I've never heard that outlook ever before. So that is different. Adam loves it.
Well, because when you're thinking about it, it's kind of confusing. Like, how am I gonna in the afterlife? How am I gonna find this family that the Bible says that I will definitely be rejoined with? And he's not the author of confusion, so I don't think you're gonna have to wait in line, do a whole long registration situation. I think it's just gonna be boom, boom, boom. Here they go.
Well, I think they find you too, because they're always watching over you while you're here too. So they come and find you when you pass. So they're waiting for you with open arms too.
But that's kind of comforting to know.
That's very comforting. That's why I said I love. It's very comforting what you just said.
Well, you know, the Bible is right and somebody is wrong. And you know what? We will not you. No, that's a what?
Yeah, no,
I knew when both of them laughed. I knew when both of them laughed. You know, first of all, that was not shade, but it's an
Shots
old.
fired.
It's the shade room here.
It's an old saying that the Bible is right, and Tamara is quoting the Bible. So, with that being said, God is not the author of confusion. Our people will not have to look for us, because he wouldn't create a system where we would be lost. You know what? When we were lost, he found us.
That's right.
And you know what? I love God. I love you. And Whitney Houston, CC Houston, the Houston family, we love you all. We're praying for those that are still here, waiting to be rejoined with them.
On the planet, on their dedicated family planet.
In their father's house, where there are many mansions. But you know what? We'll always love you. It's Whitney Houston, a tribute to Sissy Houston, right here on the Brunch Bunch.
Now that whole family is together. Bobby, Christina.
They were waiting for us.
Deborah Nuts.
So
Justice, you get out my view.
Thank you, Deborah. Leave my Tamara alone. I qualified it, Deb. I said this is just my thoughts. I appreciate you agreeing with me.
So let me ask you this: if they confirm that there's life on other planets, does that mean our ancestors are aliens now?
No, our ancestors have perfect, non-inflicted bodies. They're living their best lives in the afterlife. What'd you say, Adam?
I think there's aliens. I think there is an afterlife. I think there's both.
I think it's aliens, and some of them be around me, like right now.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. I can't get nobody to help me.
I mean, did you need help on that? I'm just saying. Did you really need
well,
help
Adam said, I believe there is afterlife. And there, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the
some
earth.
people you don't want to be rejoined with.
That is true. And some of them people you don't want to be rejoined with ain't gonna make it there no way.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you think about like your Uncle Drunks, your Auntie TTs that come to the party with their mini skirts on that's 40 years too old for them. Those kind of people, a lot of people shun them. I embrace them. I want all that. Bring me all of that. I want all that back.
I used to always say shout out to the.
When it's gone.
Yes, you do.
I used to say shout out to the church folks that make everyone on earth lives miserable. So glad we won't have to deal with y'all in heaven. Because everybody ain't making it to heaven.
No, they're not. You know, they're holding patterns too. Have you like literally like really read that Bible? I'm sure you have. But they're holding patterns. And you know, it's like once you get in the holding pattern, that's like really you got to prove yourself again.
Phase this out. I do love Whitney though, for the record. Now, do you believe the rumors that you do like conspiracy theories? They say Sissy was not Whitney's real mother. It was a actress and singer by the name of Teresa Graves. You ever heard that?
Anyway, back to y'all.
And she looked just like Whitney too. You know, I don't know.
Everybody got a doppelganger. Okay.
Well, that is true too.
Everybody got a doppelganger. There's so many people that say that.
I believe it.
What?
You believe that's not her real mother?
And the story, he definitely.
No, but there's a lot of other celebrities. That's their exact story.
The story goes, her father had an affair, got this beautiful actress pregnant, and took the baby. Teresa, Terisa Graves, Graves.
You know, when I hear people.
And the funny thing,
it made me tired.
And the funny thing is,
she look exactly like. Tell me that ain't Whitney Houston.
They made that look like Whitney.
No, and you can watch videos of this lady. She sings. She's an actress.
That looks like Whitney Houston. Oh man, that might be right.
It's not even that, bro. It's
man, that look exactly like Whitney.
It's having a kid in the industry, bro. You got to be the type of parent that's kind of like cool with giving your kid to somebody else.
And could
have y'all ever seen like you've been on downtown and you see people looking up?
Let me see.
You see people looking up, and then what do? You look up too. Right. Same thing. Same thing with this. Everybody chiming in. Yeah, that do look like Whitney. That's probably her mama.
Does that look like Whitney?
You see how them kids get treated in so
y'all tell me.
Well, Shane Lane said I've heard Robin say that several times. and along with her being her girlfriend that they didn't want to talk about. And do you think that could have caused a lot of the issues mentally that Whitney went through?
Do you think that the drugs might have had something to do with the
well,
mental
that
issues?
push her to drugs?
I think the industry
pushed her to drugs.
It makes a very moist environment for drug use, and I think that when you have to perform night after night after night,
in the 80s and 90s.
I was about to say the era too.
That era.
So you think like now
but
it's easier?
we can't root right.
It's different drugs now.
Yeah, because now they pass them out.
And they dying.
Lean make you lean, and then you gone.
Now they kill you. Back then, you could do 25 shows a night.
Bring back crack.
Yeah.
Bring back crack. Come on, listen. Back to the fellas.
I never seen crack
Should you-
that guy. They went to 101.
So what's going on is if you're not following us on social media, you miss amazing conversations during the break. Some are amazing and some are, I got to pray for these people up in here. But you know what? Make sure you're following us on The Brunch Bunch on Facebook and Instagram, and Tammy T. Fair on Instagram, and Marcel Action Jackson. So speaking of social media, there was a time when Black people used to brag about how many Twitter followers they had. First, 1,000 was a lot. Then you needed 10,000. Then if you didn't have 20,000, you were nobody. This opened the door for the phenomenon called Black Twitter, which got coverage in the media and even a docuseries on Hulu. It's arguable that Twitter became the strongest medium for communication and news consumption among Black folks on all social media platforms, which we've reported several times and quoted Black Twitter with our stories because that is true. Then Elon Musk happened and he became a one-man echo chamber for anything ex-President Donald Trump says, no matter how ridiculous or racist. And now with Musk rallying with Trump, their alliance is tighter than ever. This begs the question, is it time for Black people to get off of Twitter, which is now X? The billionaire founder of Tesla bought a $44 billion stake in October 2022 and reportedly is currently its largest shareholder. Not even 48 hours after the purchase, N-word use skyrocketed 500% on the platform. Before long, as the face of what he rebranded X, this is what we began to get from Musk himself. And these are tweets on X from us. Do you want to fly in the airplane where they prioritize DEI hiring over your safety? That has actually happened. So
for those of you who don't know, DEI is code for the N-word.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion. Yes. N-word. Now, he also tweeted, my pronouns are prosecute/Fauci. Finally, Elon Musk reinstated Trump, who was booted from X in 2021 after running a poll allowing people to vote on his return. Johnson and his efforts in education. This despite Trump's already long history of racist tweets and the constant lying he later did. Now, Black folks were irate. In a commentary in the New Yorker, Columbia University professor Jelani Cobb said flatly, and I quote, Twitter now subsidizes a billionaire who understands free speech to be synonymous with the right to abuse others, end quote. He wasn't the first or last to make this declaration, and many went to Meta's Threads, which is linked to the company's Facebook and Instagram app. Now, I'm not on Twitter or X, which is one and the same.
Like that?
Twitter. I do have a Threads account, but I don't happen to go on there.
Is Threads Twitter?
It is the Twitter for Instagram, Facebook. So because Twitter is
like cross hybrid or something.
It was an alternative, so you don't have to follow the racist people on Twitter, which includes the number one owner, Elon Musk. Which I will say, I saw a video yesterday of Elon Musk at a rally with Trump, and he came out on stage as Trump was introducing him, jumping up and down, and his shirt was like rolling up. You could see his belly.
Who,
Elon Musk, and he looked like
he had on a crop top.
We looked like
it looked like it.
It looked like whatever drugs he had been on backstage. He should have waited till after the rally to do it.
He's not on drugs. He's just a weirdo.
No, you know, he may be on some drugs. Adam, listen.
I don't think so.
We were just talking about the industry and the pressure of the industry making, some artists do drugs.
He
the
is
pressure.
special needs, though.
Oh, he definitely needs to call the Answer Inc.
I'm not playing. Oh, no.
Listen, he definitely. You know what? I'll say this. And our Vice President, Kamala Harris, was on The View this morning. This was her first live interview, first daytime talk show interview since she took the top spot on the Democratic ticket. And of course, they asked about Trump and all this, but the question just came up. Why? Just watch him. Just pay attention. He's lying. His rallies, he's rambling when he's talking these days. He's not making any sense. So you just got to be very careful.
So nobody's calling him out like they did Joe Biden? Nobody's asking him to step down? And if so, how many more weeks, days do we have till the election?
There are 40 days to the election.
Is there a alternative that could take that top Republican spot? These are not things that I want you to answer, though. I want you to be very clear about that. These are just things that I want you to think about. I mean, at this point, this horse got to run the race, right?
Yeah, and I'm telling you all out there, just be careful what horse you betting on in this race come election day, because you can think you're voting for a winner and you actually get a loser. And I'm not calling and you definitely gonna lose, depending on who you vote for.
It definitely does depend. Now, we have elections coming up, too, locally, and we've always here on the Brunch Bunch encouraged you to pay attention to your local elections. Of course, this is the first ever in Illinois election for the school board, and we definitely want you to pay attention to that. Now, last night, someone asked me would I run for the school board. Fortunately, it is closed already.
But that would have been a great position for you to run for.
That's what the person said.
So you know what?
As if I don't have these 9 careers that I have. As if I had a moment to put that part into exactly.
Well, if Donald Trump can do it, listen, you can do it. I am officially saying Brunch Bunch for Tamara Fair for Chicago Public School Board. Listen, we're gonna keep winning because Tamara's a winner. I'm a winner. The Brunch Bunch believers are winners. And guess what? Win-win communication comes back with community chatter so you can continue to win. Right here on the Brunch Bunch is Charles Jenkins winning. Don't go nowhere. We got way more to share. That's
Hey, I'm so honored.
How you doing, man?
Wonderful.
Well, don't let them give you another job, girl. They love to find us something else to do. Don't let them give you another job.
I know, right?
Don't let them do it.
Because first of all, people will run the horse until it falls on all fours.
Baby, don't let them do it.
The horses sleep on
them. Live your life.
Right. But we need good people like you at the table.
Well, I guess he just voted on 6 good people, didn't he?
Yeah, well,
No, those people were appointed. Yes. So, and according to Mayor Brandon, people that were appointed are not going to be running in the election. But I mean,
they just placeholders.
If I left, you got to have a co-host, right? So you got to have somebody in the whole space.
They can eventually run, but not in this race right now.
I want you guys to answer, put your comments
like 2
in the
years.
thread. If you have been paying child support for 18 years, find out this is not your baby on the 18th year, should you be reimbursed that money? And who should reimburse you?
The question was,
no.
Did she tell you that was your kid or not?
Look, you all want to get your own topics. Get your topics. This is mine. I don't want you.
But you got to clarify that.
Hey, look, in your mind.
Only what you do for Christ will last. And you know what? If you took care of that baby because you thought that was your baby, that money is gone.
My point to you is, who should reimburse you? Should she reimburse you? The system should reimburse you.
What system?
The baby, is definitely not the system's baby.
Just like they enforce it. If you don't pay, you go to jail.
That's what you said.
That's my question.
But you don't get a test on a baby when you I know what I'm saying, when you with a woman you married. She didn't say married, just single.
Yes, you do.
Oh, yes, you do.
Yes,
Every
you do.
day.
Oh, Reggie said there should be a court-approved
Get
refund.
a test.
So wait, if you marry and you have a
That's a
baby,
good
you gonna
idea.
ask your wife for a paternity test?
Yes.
No, you ain't gonna do that.
Marcel.
Yes, I am.
No, you
Oh,
What is that?
he said yes, he is, and you ain't gonna have no wife.
Hey, yo, we got 5 seconds. I'll tell y'all why in a little bit.
Okay.
The blocks is hot up in the studio, y'all.
I'm with you, Jerome.
Well, we are winning like we do each and every Tuesday on Community Chatter. Wynona Redmond of Win-Win Communications always brings us a new best friend or brings us back an old best friend that we know and we love. And so Wynona is not with us today, and she never misses Tuesday unless it's some very important business going on. So we are praying for Wynona. Nothing's wrong, but anytime you're out in this world fighting hard for people and shining the light, the enemy is there to attack. So we want to pray that the work she is doing gives God all the glory. And we're going to work and talk with our special guest. We have back with us none other than a West Sider, Pastor Crystal Kyle. Woo, woo, woo. And joined with her is brother Kenneth Feller. Kenneth Feller is a software quality assurance director, automotive spice consultant, profitability and performance consultant, and my new best friend. Over the past 40 years, Ken Feller has managed and directed in a diverse cross-section of industries, acting as the thought leader in the discipline of software testing, software development, and quality assurance. Ken is an amazing gift, and Pastor Crystal, along with her husband, the walking miracle himself, Apostle Joseph Kyles, oversees the Promise Church of Chicago, also known as Heirs of the Promise Ministry. Their mission focuses on addressing people's needs and teaching principles of victory and triumph in daily life. Pastor Crystal is a highly respected leader, known for her work in various church ministries and her effective leadership in any assignment she takes on. She is an ordained pastor, educator, and entrepreneur with over 37 years of business experience, and she don't look a day over 37 herself. Let's give another warm welcome to Pastor Crystal and Brother Ken. How y'all doing today? Pastor Crystal, we love when you are with us. You and your husband are doing amazing work in the Austin community, Chicago Avenue, with the ministry, with the school, with all that you do to uplift and encourage God's people. What do you guys got going on?
I can tell you what they got going on. Listen, whenever you start talking about education, I really want to open up 4 ears. I only have 2, but I want to open them all up because you got a college fair going on. You got an evening with Excel going on. I mean, literally, this is a winning situation. I'm throwing up my W's. If you're not on social media, you don't see it. But go right ahead. Let's talk about it.
Christian school, which we service children from 3 years old to 2nd grade. And I can clap my hands and I can celebrate that our children, and all of the time we have their testing, our children are 6 to 8 months ahead of children in regular public schools. Now, I'm a product of public school, but I just have to brag on where the bragging comes from. These children are doing fantastic.
That's awesome.
We have a fantastic staff, and right now we're getting ready for our end of the year fundraiser in November. November the 7th. And it's going to be at Columbus Park on the west side. West side, over there on Jackson. It's going to be at Columbus Park. And it's going to be at 6 o'clock on a Thursday evening. Western wear, dust off your boots, get your cowboy hat, get your big buckle belt, and let's have a wonderful time learning and sharing and caring and doing things for the children.
Western wear made me think of this ain't Texas. Listen, I know Tamara loves Western wear attire.
All right,
and this fundraiser. You know what? This may be the first Western wear fundraiser in the city that I've heard of.
I think it is.
Well, I think he get me mixed up with somebody.
You don't like Western wear, Beyonce?
I didn't say that. I didn't say I didn't like it, but I'm trying to figure out when I became like the poster child.
Well, you poster child for all things fashion. Listen.
And she got a skirt on today. That's why she got the skirt on. She ready.
She ready.
Yes, I'm excited about it.
This is amazing. And you know,
Yes.
whenever we get 100 black men in
Yes.
a room,
Yes.
about 200 black women want to come too. So,
Right.
All
so,
right.
so we're putting some young men on the pathway to progress via college. I know that's not the only pathway, but for
Right.
your organization and this initiative,
Yes,
this
yes,
is what
yes,
we're
yes.
discussing now. So let's talk about
Absolutely,
it.
absolutely. So we consider it critical and important to give opportunities and exposure to our young men. And I also mentor in a program, Pathways to Success, that has young men and young women in it. But the 100 is focused primarily on young African American men. And this college fair, this is our 22nd year, 17th year for our honors student reception. Any student with a 3.5 or better is invited. For admission on site or scholarships on site. These are Chicago's best of the best. We typically have 200 students in the room, 200 to 300 students in the room. That's Friday night. And then the big event is Saturday. We have 3,000 to 5,000 students at the forum. We've invited 250 colleges. We usually have from 200 to 300 colleges, universities. Trades are represented there. As you said, there's more to life than just college. And then we have other student support services organizations, help them get scholarships, understand time management. We also have some workshops to the side. We have I can't remember all the names of the workshops, but one of them is Think HBCU. Tamara and I actually share an HBCU in common.
Yes, we do.
Absolutely, Big Blue. I'm a Tennessee State grad myself, and so HBCUs are critical to me. And young lady, Bertina Power, for the past 5 years, she's done a Think HBCU workshop. We have financial aid workshops so that parents can understand sources of money to try and get their kids in school. Because a lot of times we have these brilliant kids, but the hurdle for them is the money. And they don't realize how much money is out there on these scholarships. And we try to direct them to all the resources that we can find for them.
So you guys are segueing nicely with each other. You're getting them young, and really, that's where college starts. That college mindset starts at 2 and 3 years old.
7,
And
8,
then
12,
you're
12.
yes, exactly. I know the bridge ages, the bridge classrooms have changed now. So it used to be third grade, then sixth grade, then eighth grade, right? So now it's second grade, and so then it goes forward. But then you pass them on to Ken,
Yes.
and then Ken passes them on to life.
Yes.
Well, you know, one of my first questions was, is Fisk in one of those 250 colleges?
Fisk has been here, has been at our event. I haven't looked at the list recently to see who of the HBCUs is coming, but yes, Fisk, Tennessee State, the whole myriad of HBCUs are there. And of course, the Ivy Leagues and the Big Ten, Pac-10, all from around the country. One of the things I wanted to point out was that we draw on the nation. I meet parents and students from Washington, D.C., L.A., San Diego, Seattle, Alaska, from down south,
even rural
who come
areas
to Chicago for this scholarship fair. Because when you advertise something like this online, everybody sees it. Turns out we're one of the larger free college scholarship fairs in the Midwest, and we draw people from all over the place. Why? This is a critical juncture in young people's lives to move on to potentially a bright future. And again, we're doing more than just colleges, because the trades are there too. And we're trying to get more and more trades involved. The IBEW 134, I'm really proud of this brother, Walter Elders is his name, and he's executive director of their training center. And we take our students, our mentees, to an open house where he exposes them to the trades, so that those who decide that college isn't for them realize you've got other opportunities. You have other people who want you to be a success. And that's one of the beautiful things about being involved in something like this. One, I get to meet people like Pastor Kyle, who are committed, people like yourself.
So Ken, how can people who are listening get in touch with you and or register to come? Or is there even a registration process that's required?
There's absolutely a registration process, because we want to get those students with a 3.5 or better into that honors reception to meet with some of those top tier schools. But 100bmc.org, bmc.org is our website.
Okay. Pastor Crystal, you said something. Well, Tamara said it, but it's very, very interesting because Hope Excel Reaching for the World Academy doing some amazing things. You said that you a product of CPS. You know, I am too. But why private education? What makes it different? What makes Hope Excel different?
Well, one of the things, we're Christian oriented, so we're faith based. And what we offer is an opportunity for children who definitely families could not afford a private school. They could not do it. So a lot of our families, they don't pay their full tuition like that. We have donors, we have funders, we do fundraisers, we do all kind of things like that. We have a freedom school, so we have some funding from that. We have some state funding where we can allow these families who wouldn't have that opportunity, couldn't afford that opportunity, to bring their children into a smaller Christian and have that education where we teach them about the Lord. We teach them academics also, behavior, health. Plus, we have wraparound services for the families because a lot of times, majority of my families are single parents. Mm-hmm. And these moms have 3, 4, 5, 6 children. And a lot of times they don't have jobs and low education. So we wrap around, get those moms into other organizations that we collaborate with, get them started in school, get them some type of training, get them job. We want to have the path to success because if you have your child here, I want to make sure when that baby go home, that baby not go home the hill. But that baby is going home someplace where it's safe, where mom knows and understand what education is all about, and so that we can make this child have a happier future. And then to piggyback on what he's doing, we get high school kids, we get after school children, and we do talk about college and different things to them. They get excited about that. We take them all downtown. Some of these kids have never even been to Millennium Park.
Yep.
Never even been to Millennium Park. We take them to farms, just trying to show them different experiences. So that's why I believe that our school is different. We're number one on the west side. We're Black-led, we're indigenous. All of my staff is from the Austin community, so we know what Austin needs.
Yep.
Some of my staff, I believe we started parents as teachers because we started over 14 years ago, and my teachers was parents. And so we started. They don't give me the credit for that.
We don't give you the credit.
I
love
want
you
that.
to adjust your crown, Queen, because yes, definitely.
I love that. So an evening with Excel fundraiser for Hope Excel Academy is going down Thursday, November the 7th at the Columbus Park Refectory on Jackson Boulevard, which is a beautiful location. And so this fundraiser is to raise money for.
Okay, if everybody can remember when we had that big flood, that big rain last year, our roof caved in. So we had over $500,000 worth of damage. Well, we had some
big roof.
Well, the whole thing caved in.
Yeah.
So it caved from the roof all the way down to the first floor. So we lost the second floor. We lost everything on the first floor. So it was real serious.
Yeah.
So it was over $500,000 worth of damage. Of course, we had insurance, but they didn't cover all of that. They didn't cover all of that. They just fixed the roof, some minor things. Did not cover any furniture or anything like that. So we had to regroup because we want to make sure that our children have the greatest, have the best, have everything that they need, that they deserve, even better than what it was before the roof collapsed in. So that's where we're at right now. We're about 50% done with the building right now. The first floor is completed. Still a few little things that have to be done. The second floor is boxed up, but we still have a long way to go to finish that second floor. And we'll be adding 3 more classrooms, a teen lounge, cafe, a huge gym area for the children to run and play. So we have some great things in store. So that's why it's important for everybody to go to hopeexcel.com. Hopeexcel.com. Get your tickets for an evening with Excel. If you ever had any time with us, we have a good time. I'm the party girl.
I love it. And you know what? It's a wonderful that you all went through a test.
Yes, Lord.
But now it's a testimony because sometimes we look at tragedy as God, why me? And he's saying, listen, when I bring you out of this, now you're going to have 3 new classrooms. You're going to have a cafe. You're going to have a teen lounge. You're going to have a gym room. So we want to support Hope Excel doing amazing work in Soul City Corridor on Chicago Avenue. I was able to get a glimpse of the building at the 5K a couple of weeks ago. And so believers, go to hopeexcel.com. That's hopeexcel.com. You want to support this event. You want to support the 100 Black Men College and Scholarship Fair. And when we get back, we want you to keep supporting both of them. Don't go nowhere. You're going to have a victory right here on the Brunch Fund. Yes,
okay,
please
so
get
you
them
guys had some
adjusted.
really good
Please.
ideas about refunds for children that you paid for that weren't yours. These are some things that we have to discuss. Like, how do we get these things to fruition? I can tell you this though: if you're listening online and or if you're listening online, you're hearing what we're doing in the studio, and so you definitely want to chime in to Hope Excel and 100 Black Men, because perhaps we can change the brain and the behavior so that we don't have people being deceived. Sometimes it's unintentional, right? But unintentional consequences are still consequences that have to have some type of reparation. And so, but you guys want to go into
why
your
I want to hear why you getting it
browser and type hopeexcel.com. You also want to type in 100bnc.org/events. So you got October and November, where you got to put this on your calendar. Okay.
Tamara,
so stay tuned.
You asked a question for the break. You ain't listening to the answer. He waiting on you.
Ooh, I'm listening. I'm ready. I'm listening. What's the question?
Your question about the paternity test.
I know. I said, what's the answer? I meant to say, what's the answer?
I was just saying, I got a lot of examples of guys who I thought this was my kid and found out it wasn't. Exactly. And because I got cousins, granddaddies, uncles.
No, she said husbands.
Yeah, husbands, 100% husbands. Yes. And because of that, bro, I think every kid born should have to get a paternity test.
Well, one of the
my body, my choice, my seed,
my choice.
I gotta know.
Pay for it, you get it.
I'm cool with paying for it.
I'll pay for it.
Well, I think it will cause a lot of discord.
I mean, of course you won't think about it.
Because if you ask your wife
for 9 months, it's like, I don't want no paternity test.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't understand. Why wouldn't the woman want to know who the baby's father is unless the alternative had more money?
Well, they don't want to know. So the slap in the face is, if you're a woman that's faithful to your husband and your husband come and ask you for a paternity test, that's no trust. You don't trust me clearly.
That's what Kirk Frost did to Rashida. And look where they at now.
I think Renita's point was, if you don't have anything to hide,
why not?
Please test away.
I wish Joe Cow would have asked me for a paternity.
That part, see?
That what happened?
But now, if it's up in the air, would you want it yourself?
What if Joe got a friend and he found out his friend?
Listen, thank you. Right. Thank you, Pastor Chris.
Let him get it out.
No, as a man, I couldn't understand.
Okay, but also, I think Scott, I think y'all only focusing on.
Well, let's follow that friend line. When the baby comes out and he look like the friend.
Listen, a relationship without trust is like a car without wheels. It ain't going nowhere. So if you don't,
the baby's still here. I don't care nothing about if the car don't got no wheels. If it's flat, if they need pumps in the air, pumps in the bump, whatever. The baby's still here. Somebody gotta pay for it.
Are you nuts? I try.
What do you mean nuts? You get tickets all the time.
Yeah, you know how hard to hear about it.
Oh, there's. No, then don't worry about it.
I ask them not to be some failure.
I'll just see.
No, I'm gonna ask first.
Paternity test should be automatically done at birth. Her daddy's promise.
5 seconds. 4, 3, 2.
You're rocking with the Brunch Bunch right here on Inspiration 1390. It's your main man, Action Jackson. And I don't want to rush up out of here, but I got some folks to pray for up in the studio. I'm posted with my main girl.
It's your girl, Samira Fair, on the air. And you know what? If you guys are listening to us on social media, you are really missing good content. But you also, because you're listening to us on the radio, you're not missing the great events that are coming up. So I definitely want you to pour in. Now, if you looked at your calendars because you heard our guest in the studio give the dates and you already have a conflict, that's not necessarily a bad thing because you can still support. They have donate buttons
on their websites. You can still pour into our next generations by going to hopeexcel.com and just push the donate button. And you can also go to 100 BMC, that's 100 Black Men and counting, of Chicago, .org/events. Donate, donate, donate. And give till it hurts, literally, because I promise you, an investment in children, just $1 of an investment in children, there's a $7 return on your investment.
I love that. I love that. And Brother Ken, your event is going down at the
UIC Forum, 725 West Roosevelt. And our honors student reception is Friday, October 18th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then our college scholarship fair, our signature event, the big event. That's Saturday, October 19th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. For 5 hours, you get to watch these young men and young ladies walk this floor, 3,000 to 5,000 of them, looking for their future, looking for a connection with a school, some are looking for their grandfather, their aunt's school. We've got schools from all around the country. And these young men and young ladies it's amazing to see these beautiful minds looking for that connection and to move on with their future.
And getting the connection.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely.
So that's Saturday, October 19th. So we're going to all go over to the UIC Forum, the 18th and the 19th, support 100 Black Men. Donald Buster Wood said...
The 18th is invitation only.
Oh, it's invitation.
I didn't have a 3.5, so I couldn't have got in.
Oh, well, I'll be John Brown.
Well, no, you'll be 2.7.
Excuse you, I had a 2.0. Bye, listen.
The College Scholarship Fair, please register on our website and come on down.
So pull up on the 19th. But if you have been invited on the 18th, make sure you show up and register so that they can invite the ones who haven't been invited. And then after that, we're going to go into November, and we're going to celebrate with Pastor Crystal and Apostle Joseph Kyles. Listen, they like to party with a purpose. That's going down at the Columbus Park Refectory. Both of these will be on our social media pages. We got the flyers. We're going to post the links. You want to go to hopeexcel.com. Don't meet us there, beat us there. The Bible says where your heart is, your treasure will be also. So if you love young people, elementary age young people, you're going to donate to Hope Excel. If you love high school students and you want to see them go to college, you're going to donate to 100 Black Men of Chicago. And if you love God, you're going to donate to both. Listen, believers, we are out of time, but we are never out of content. We encourage you to keep Love 24 alive. Tell someone that you don't know that you love them. Tell someone that you do know that you love them. Love will begin to spread like a wildfire. Shout out to Charmaine Riquette, the owner of Uncle Remus Saucy Fried Chicken. It's her birthday today. Woo! Happy birthday, Charmaine. We love you. We love you. And so, believers, we love you. Tamara Fair on the air, I love you.
I love you too, Action Jackson.
Believers, we love you. Baby Eminem, we love you. Up next, AC Green. After that, Pastor DeAndre Patterson with the afternoon drive. We get it done all night long right here on Inspiration 1390. So Tina said for Jarrell, he can get the test because I understand the mistrust. My aunt lied for 17 years.
What happened?
Tina's aunt lied for 17 years.
But why did she lie? I want to know what was the reason. Did the person who she had paying the child support?
Don't add to the question. You just
But this is my topic. I can add to it. No, that's true.
This is a new day and age. This is some new stuff now.
But that's nothing new in the earth.
A lot of times she'll go, okay, you did me, I'm finna do you.
So I only got lied to about a baby because the real baby daddy was a drug addict.
So there is a case where if your woman is known to be promiscuous and has been out here, then I get it.
Yes. Oh, guys, thank you so much. We truly appreciate you. Love the comments. You guys came up with some great alternatives. We'll see you tomorrow. It'll be midday Wednesday.
Tina said her husband wasn't her child's father. Yeah, we know. Tina. I get it, but older people back in the day, for some reason, I don't know. See,